Unit 1, Track 1.1. Vocabulary 1. Activity 5. Listen and speak. Check your answers to Activity 4. Then listen and repeat.
1.
My favourite sport is surfing. What about you?
I like skateboarding best of all, but I'm not very good at it.
2.
Have you ever had an accident while playing sports?
Yes, a year ago. I crashed into a rock on my bike and broke my arm.
3.
What kind of equipment do you need for swimming?
Nothing expensive, just a swimming costume.
4.
I love watching extreme sports on TV. Those athletes are so skillful.
I agree. I like the way some of them flip in the air before landing.
5.
What's the worst injury you've ever had?
I've broken a finger, but that's all. I've been very lucky.
Track 1.2. Song. Activity 1. Look and listen. Tick the sports that the singer has dreamt of doing.
A kite surfer surfs the waves. A kite surfer moves with the wind. I've kite surfed in my dreams ever since I was young. Extreme sports, flying high in the air. Other sports don't compare. Extreme sports, look around. They're everywhere. Really exciting sports. Skier somersault skillfully, incredibly high over the snow. I've skied in my dreams ever since I was young. Extreme sports, flying high in the air. Other sports don't compare. Extreme sports, look around. They're everywhere. Really exciting sports. Motocross and hang gliding are incredibly fun. I've dreamt of doing both ever since I was young. Extreme sports, flying high in the air. Other sports don't compare. Extreme sports, look around. They're everywhere. Really exciting sports.
Track 1.3. Activity 2. Listen. Listen to a part of the song. Write 3 of the rhyming words in the chorus.
Extreme sports, flying high in the air. Other sports don't compare. Extreme sports, look around. They're everywhere. Really exciting sports.
Track 1.4. Vocabulary 2. Activity 3. Listen. Circle the safety equipment that Carla can borrow.
I'm going on an extreme sports course next weekend. Can I borrow your helmet, Alex?
Of course you can. Do you want to borrow my knee pads and elbow pads too?
That's a good idea. Thanks, Alex.
You're welcome.
We're also going kite surfing. Can I borrow your life jacket too?
No, I'm sorry, Carla. It's brand new. I've only had it for 3 days.
That's okay. I understand.
Track 1.5. Activity 4. Listen again. Complete the conversation.
I'm going on an extreme sports course next weekend. Can I borrow your helmet, Alex?
Of course you can. Do you want to borrow my knee pads and elbow pads too?
That's a good idea. Thanks, Alex.
You're welcome.
We're also going kite surfing. Can I borrow your life jacket too?
No, I'm sorry, Carla. It's brand new. I've only had it for 3 days.
That's okay. I understand.
Track 1.6. Reading. Activity 1. Listen and read.
An extra challenge. Extreme sports test our strength and abilities to the limit. People practice for years to become skillful enough to take part in sports such as hang gliding, skiing, or kite surfing. They've got all the latest safety equipment, and even then it's a challenge. But to take on extreme sports if you can't see or hear, for example, or if you've lost an arm or a leg, that's a new level of challenge. Have you ever watched blind skiing? It's really exciting for spectators, but extremely difficult for competitors. Imagine skiing downhill at 112 kilometers, 70 miles an hour, wearing a blindfold. It takes courage. So how does it work? The blind skier skis with a sighted skier who guides them down the slope. The two skiers travel at speed just a few feet apart. A tiny mistake can lead to a crash. Jade Etherington, a skier who has got just 5% vision, explains how she feels about the danger. I've had many crashes, but they've never been too bad. In a way, it's a help if you can't see it coming. You're more relaxed. Another inspirational athlete is 18-year-old Brazilian skateboarder Felipe Nunes. Since Felipe lost his legs in an accident at the age of 6, he has worked to achieve his dream of becoming a skateboarder. Now he competes at the highest level, and videos of his cool moves are an internet sensation. In everyday life, he doesn't use a wheelchair. He goes everywhere on his skateboard.
Track 1.7. Unit 1 Review. Activity 3. Read and circle the correct words. Then listen and check your answers.
How long have you known your best friend?
I've known my best friend for 10 years.
Wow! That's a long time. How did you meet?
Well, our parents have been friends for about 20 years.
Really? How long have the two of you been at school together?
We've studied at the same school since we were 6 years old.
Wow! Did you ever spend your holidays together?
Not when we were young, but we've spent our holidays together since 2016.
Why didn't you go on holiday together when you were younger?
We used to fight a lot, but we haven't fought for a long time.
Unit 2, Track 2.1. Vocabulary 1. Activity 3. Listen. Tick the words in Activity 2 that you hear.
Hi, May. How was your holiday?
It was really exciting. We saw some cool objects.
What kind of objects? Did you see statues?
No, there weren't any statues. Thieves stole them. I mean, things like plates.
Oh. Well, did you see any mummies?
Yeah, we saw 2. And one of them had tattoos of snakes on its head.
Wow! That's really cool.
Oh, and we went to a tomb.
Amazing. What was it like inside?
It was great. We saw lots of treasure. The tomb belonged to a rich ruler, so there was gold everywhere.
I'd like to be a rich ruler with lots of treasure and tattoos.
Track 2.2. Unit 2. Vocabulary 1. Activity 4. Listen again. Tick T for true or F for false.
Hi, May. How was your holiday?
It was really exciting. We saw some cool objects.
What kind of objects? Did you see statues?
No, there weren't any statues. Thieves stole them. I mean, things like plates.
Oh. Well, did you see any mummies?
Yeah, we saw 2. And one of them had tattoos of snakes on its head.
Wow, that's really cool.
Oh, and we went to a tomb.
Amazing. What was it like inside?
It was great. We saw lots of treasure. The tomb belonged to a rich ruler, so there was gold everywhere.
I'd like to be a rich ruler with lots of treasure and tattoos.
Track 2.3. Song. Activity 1. Listen to the song. Number the words in the order that you first hear them.
History's a mystery, and that's why I like history. Buried statues and mummies too, so much to learn, so much to do. Excavated kings were found by archaeologists. Anglo-Saxon treasure was discovered in the mist. The terracotta army was found deep underground. Just think what you might find if you look around. History's a mystery, and that's why I like history. Buried statues and mummies too, so much to learn, so much to do. Objects that were hidden can be found by scientists. Pottery and paper, gold and money in the mist. If we learn from history, wisdom from the past can help us answer questions we really want to ask. History's a mystery, and that's why I like history. Buried statues and mummies too, so much to learn, so much to do. History's a mystery, and that's why I like history. Buried statues and mummies too, so much to learn, so much to do.
Track 2.4. Song. Activity 2. Read the verses. Find a word or phrase that means the same. Then listen to the song again.
History's a mystery, and that's why I like history. Buried statues and mummies too, so much to learn, so much to do. Excavated kings were found by archaeologists. Anglo-Saxon treasure was discovered in the mist. The terracotta army was found deep underground. Just think what you might find if you look around. History's a mystery, and can help us answer questions we really want to ask. History's a mystery, and that's why I like history. Buried statues and mummies too, so much to learn, so much to do. History's a mystery, and that's why I like history. Buried statues and mummies too, so much to learn, so much to do.
Track 2.5. Vocabulary 2. Activity 2. Listen and write. How do we know so much about the Iceman? Listen to the archaeologist. Write a word from Activity 1.
How do we know so much about the Iceman?
These days, we've got many ways to learn about the past. For example, we know he wasn't poor because we found some artifacts near him. We found an expensive axe, for example.
Wow, that's really interesting. What else do you do to learn about the past?
Well, we can't study everything, so we have to look at small samples. We know what the Iceman ate because we analysed a small sample of the remains in his stomach.
Amazing! How do you know that he was coming down the mountain?
We excavated the site. The trees are different at the top and bottom of the mountain. The Iceman was carrying food that came from the top of the mountain. That's why we always look carefully at the site.
Cool. So, what's the best way to learn about someone from the past?
Definitely a CT scan. When scientists did a CT scan, they saw that he was ill. Also, some of his bones were broken.
Is that why he died?
No. At first, we thought he died from an illness. But when we did another CT scan, we discovered an arrow in his shoulder. Someone shot him.
Wow! That's amazing. I'd like to be an archaeologist.
Track 2.6. Reading. Activity 1. Listen and read.
What's in your rubbish? All archaeologists study human history, but there are many kinds of archaeologists. Forensic archaeologists analyze DNA and help police with crimes. Landscape archaeologists study sites. Osteologists are interested in bones. What about people interested in rubbish? They're called garbologists. One well-known garbologist was Dr. William Rathje. He studied rubbish. From the 1970s to the 1990s, he excavated 21 landfills and analysed the contents of more than 14 tons of waste material. Studying people's rubbish was fascinating to him. Garbology is an important part of archaeology. At Herculaneum, everything from the ancient Roman civilization was buried under volcanic ash, including rubbish. When 774 sacks of rubbish were excavated, the 2,000-year-old remains showed what objects people threw away, as well as what food they ate and diseases they had. Archaeologists were able to learn a lot more about the population from the rubbish they left behind. Biodegradable waste from the past is still useful today. Dr. Rathje discovered that biodegradable waste buried underground does not decompose as quickly as we thought. In 1989, a newspaper from 1952 was dug up by his team, and it was perfectly preserved. They could still read it. Similarly, old grass found by his team was still green, and a hot dog found in a landfill still looked good enough to eat. Would you like to be a garbologist?
Track 2.7. Unit 2 Review. Activity 4. Listen. Listen to Martha talk about the project. Who did what? Draw lines.
Look at my project, Mum. I did it with Susie, Ben and Alex.
It's wonderful. What is it?
It's the terracotta soldiers, Mum. You know, the ones that were found in China.
Oh, yes. I like these soldiers. Who were they made by?
They were made by Ben.
Really? He's very talented. What about the artifacts? Who were they made by?
They were painted by Susie, and the photograph was taken by her too.
Wow, she's very clever. Did she write the text too?
No, that was done by Alex. He's good at writing.
You've got some very talented friends. Oh, this horse is pretty. Who was it made by?
Actually, it wasn't made. It was bought by me.
Oh, I see.
Unit 3, Track 3.1. Song. Activity 2. Listen to the song. Write the order in which you hear these words.
Tell me, do you like hot chocolate? Put some chocolate in a cup. Get some milk and heat it up. Stir in some vanilla, add some spice. Sprinkle on some cinnamon. It'll taste nice. I was making hot chocolate in the kitchen one night. My grandmother was telling me I wasn't doing it right. She was telling me about her mother, about how she made cocoa when she was young. She was telling me to sit down when she said, I'm going to show you how it's done. Put some chocolate in a cup. Get some milk and heat it up. Stir in some vanilla, add some spice. Sprinkle on some cinnamon. Hot chocolate in a cup. Hot chocolate, pour it to the top. Hot chocolate tastes so nice. I learned to make it like grandmother said I should.
Track 3.2. Activity 3. Listen and write. Listen to the song. Answer the questions.
Tell me, do you like hot chocolate? Put some chocolate in a cup. Get some milk and heat it up. Stir in some vanilla, add some spice. Sprinkle on some cinnamon. It'll taste nice. I was making hot chocolate in the kitchen one night. My grandmother was telling me I wasn't doing it right. She was telling me about her mother, about how she made cocoa when she was young. She was telling me to sit down when she said, I'm going to show you how it's done. Put some chocolate in a cup. Get some milk and heat it up. Stir in some vanilla, add some spice. Sprinkle on some cinnamon. Hot chocolate in a cup. Hot chocolate, pour it to the top. Hot chocolate tastes so nice. I learned to make it like grandmother said I should.
Track 3.3. Grammar 1. Activity 2. Complete the sentences. Then listen and check your answers.
What were you doing last night, Sarah?
What do you mean, Mum? I was sleeping.
No, you weren't. I heard you. You were walking around the house at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I heard her too, Dad. She was making a noise in the kitchen.
I don't understand. Why were you making a noise downstairs, Sarah?
I was making a cake. Happy birthday, Mum.
Track 3.4. Vocabulary 2. Activity 1. Listen. Listen to the story. Write the order in which you hear these words.
Oh, I can't wait to have a chocolate milkshake. Where's the recipe, Junta?
Here, I put it in front of us so we can see it.
Good idea. Now, have we got all the ingredients?
Yes, I think so.
Great. Put them in the blender. That's 2 cups of vanilla ice cream, 6 cups of milk, and 6 grams of cocoa powder.
OK, I've done that. I'll mix them now.
Track 3.5. Activity 2. Listen to the rest of the story. Circle the correct answers.
This is going to be delicious. I love chocolate milkshakes.
I do too. I'll pour it into the glasses. Wait, there's something wrong.
Oh, Junta, what have you done? It's almost solid.
It isn't pouring. Maybe I didn't mix it enough.
You did? I think you made a mistake with the ingredients.
But I did what you said. 2 cups of vanilla ice cream, 6 teaspoons of milk, and 6 grams of cocoa powder.
Oh no, I didn't say that. I said 6 cups of milk, not 6 teaspoons.
Track 3.6. Reading. Activity 1. Listen and read.
The Sweet World of Art. Mirko della Vecchia, an Italian born in 1980, is both a chef and an artist. In fact, he's a chocolatier. Since he was 13 years old, Della Vecchia has known how to make delicious dishes from chocolate, and he has won many prizes for his amazing ice creams and cakes. From 1994 until 2000, he worked in famous chocolate shops in Italy and Switzerland. In 2000, he opened his first chocolate shop. Today, he's got cafes all over the world, which are popular for coffee and for the 30 different flavors of homemade ice cream that you can buy. His smooth, creamy ice cream is made from fresh milk, cocoa from Venezuela, coffee from Colombia, and nuts from Italy. No one knows how Della Vecchia makes it. That's a secret. In 2011, Della Vecchia organized the World Chocolate Exhibition. He visited many famous sites around the world, from Egyptian temples to places in Europe. Then, together with other artists, Della Vecchia carefully built a miniature of each place he visited in white chocolate. White chocolate is extremely difficult to work with. The sugar, cocoa butter, and milk solids must be exactly the right temperature. Despite this, in July 2012, Della Vecchia successfully made the largest chocolate sculpture in the world. It is more than 4 meters tall and took 1 month to freeze. The question is, how does he make the sculptures without eating them? Amazing!
Track 3.7. Unit 3 Review. Activity 4. Listen and write. Complete the table.
Wow, these are amazing photos. Did you have a good holiday?
Yes, it was great.
Why were you wearing that huge hat on holiday?
I bought it so that I wouldn't get sunburnt. I forgot my cap, you see.
I like this photo.
Thanks.
Why were you carrying such a big map?
So that I wouldn't get lost. It was a really big city, you know.
What were you doing in this photo?
I was learning to make chocolate.
You're kidding! You were studying on holiday?
Yes! We were staying in the jungle where they grow cacao pods. We were making chocolate so that we could learn how it is made. It was great.
Wow, that's really interesting. Why was this woman holding an umbrella? Was it raining?
No, it wasn't. It was really sunny. She was showing us the way.
With an umbrella?
She was holding the umbrella above her head so that everyone could see her.
Track 3.8. Review. Units 1 to 3. Activity 3. Listen. Underline the correct answers.
Wow! The statues are so tall. I didn't know that.
Yes, each statue is the height of a real man. All the statues are different too. The origin of the statues is really interesting.
What happened? Where are they from?
Well, in 246 BCE, a Chinese man called Qin Shi Huang became a ruler. He was only 13 years old.
That's amazing. I was still at school when I was 13.
The Chinese ruler was afraid to die. He wanted an army to fight for him in his next life. So he told 700,000 men to make these men and horses. The men made about 7,000 statues.
Did it take a long time to make them?
Yes, it took 36 years. The strange thing is that soon after the men finished the army, Qin Shi Huang died. He was buried in a tomb with the army. That was in 210 BCE.
Wow! Who found the statues?
A group of Chinese farmers. Well, they didn't find the statues. In 1974, they were digging a well when they found some artifacts from the tomb. Later, the site was excavated by archaeologists and all these statues were discovered.
That's amazing.
Unit 4. Track 4.1. Vocabulary 1. Activity 3. Write and listen. Complete the description. Then listen to check your answers.
The amazing Huangshan Mountains of China seem to float on top of the clouds. They were carved by glaciers about 100 million years ago, when an ancient sea disappeared. Today, the area is famous for beautiful rocks, clear blue lakes, and waterfalls. It's also popular for its food, especially the delicious freshwater crabs. If you plan on visiting, take warm clothes in winter so you don't freeze at night. It's 1,800 meters, or about 6,000 feet, above sea level. And don't forget to take your camera for those amazing views.
Track 4.2. Activity 4. Listen. Complete the table.
1,
I think Easter Island is amazing. It's a beautiful Chilean island in the Pacific Ocean. It's got 3 freshwater lakes. There are more than 800 stone statues next to the sea, and no one knows who carved them. That's amazing. I want to go there one day.
2,
I love the Iguazu Falls. They're on the border of Brazil, Argentina, and Paraguay. Most people think that it's one waterfall, but there are actually 275 waterfalls. When I went there, we got really wet. On some days, you can feel drops of water 1 kilometre away.
3,
I love the Huascarán National Park in Peru. It's got 663 glaciers and 296 lakes. There are lots of mountains too. The highest mountain, called Huascarán, is 6,768 meters, or about 22,000 feet above sea level. I've been there. It's an amazing place, but we nearly froze in the cold.
Track 4.3. Song. Activity 2. Listen. Complete the lines in the song.
A world of wonder, a world of water. I've been thinking about all the water in our world. A world of wonder, a world of water. I've been thinking about all the water in our world. There's water in lakes and water in the sea. There's even water in you and me. A puddle of water, a waterfall, a tall glass of water. I love it all. Fresh water, salt water, water in the sink. I've been taking some time to think about how much water there is in the world. It's everywhere. A world of wonder, a world of water. I've been thinking about all the water in our world. Fresh water, salt water, water in the sink. I've been taking more time to think, why do we need water in this world? We need water for crops and water for grass. We need water for plants and animals too.
Track 4.4. Activity 3. Listen. What has the singer been thinking about? Tick T for true or F for false.
A world of wonder, a world of water. I've been thinking about all the water in our world. A world of wonder, a world of water. I've been thinking about all the water in our world. There's water in lakes and water in the sea. There's even water in you and me. A puddle of water, a waterfall, a tall glass of water. I love it all. Fresh water, salt water, water in the sink. I've been taking some time to think about how much water there is in the world. It's everywhere. A world of wonder, a world of water. I've been thinking about all the water in our world. Fresh water, salt water, water in the sink. I've been taking more time to think. Why do we need water in this world? We need water for crops and water for grass. We need water for plants and animals too. Everything needs water. Everything needs water. I know that's true. A world of wonder, a world of water. I've been thinking about all the water in our world. A world of wonder, a world of water. Have you been thinking about all the water in our world?
Track 4.5. Vocabulary 2. Activity 3. Listen. Complete the table. 1.
I think that baths are a big problem. I used to have baths, but now I have showers. I didn't know that I was wasting so much water by having a bath. A 5-minute shower uses 75% less water than a bath. So I save a lot of water these days.
2.
People waste so much water when they brush their teeth. It's crazy. I always turn off the tap when I brush my teeth, but I didn't before. I used to leave the water running. Then my teacher told me I was using 12 litres of water every minute. I had no idea.
3.
We used to put our dirty dishes in the dishwasher after every meal and then switch it on. It was great because we always had a lot of clean dishes to use, but I didn't know this wasted a lot of water. Now we always wait until the dishwasher is full before we switch it on. That helps save water.
4.
I think that leaking taps are a big problem. I used to have very old taps in my home. For every drop of water that leaked, I was wasting a lot of water and money. But now, I've bought new taps for my home.
Track 4.6. Reading. Activity 1. Listen and read.
Water cycle wonders. When you drink a glass of fresh water, your water is very old. In fact, the same water has been travelling around Earth since before King Tut. The water cycle is the process of how water moves around the planet. There are 4 main phases. In each phase, water can be liquid, solid, ice, or gas, water vapor. Let's learn more. Evaporation. When the sun heats Earth's surface water, that water becomes steam or water vapor. The water vapor rises into the air and changes from liquid to gas. Evaporation can take place at any temperature. Condensation. Some water vapor comes back down to us as rain. How does water vapor become liquid? It condenses. As evaporated water rises into the atmosphere, it becomes cold and forms water droplets. Millions of droplets then form clouds. Precipitation. When clouds become heavy with condensed water, the atmosphere can no longer hold the water. It then falls back to Earth in the form of rain, snow, or ice, depending on the temperature. Collection. When precipitation lands on Earth, it moves in different ways. Some water moves across the land, runoff, but some water soaks into the earth, infiltration, and moves underground. Water collects in many places, even glaciers, and eventually evaporates again. Wherever it lands, water keeps moving.
Track 4.7. Unit 4 Review. Activity 3. Listen. Complete the sentences. 1.
Mum, Dad, can you help me with my homework? I need to know how rivers travel.
Of course, Mei. Let's look at the picture. This river here begins in the mountains. Can you see the glacier? It was frozen, but it melts and makes water. Rivers always start above sea level.
That's right. A glacier is the source of this river, but it could also be a freshwater lake.
Exactly. Then the river moves downhill towards the sea. As it travels, other rivers join it. For example, this river carved through the valley. Look.
And millions of drops of rain join the river too.
Oh, I see. Thank you.
2.
Mum, Dad, I've got another question.
Yes, Mei. What is it?
What happens when the river reaches the sea?
Well, the river empties into the sea and mixes with salt water. We call the end of the journey the mouth of the river.
Is the mouth always the sea?
Usually, but not always. Some rivers empty into bigger rivers or lakes. Look at the picture. This river ends in the sea, but some water doesn't reach the sea.
That's right. The water here emptied into the swamp.
Oh, I understand. It's really easy.
3.
Mum, Dad,
Yes, dear.
where do the people in the town get their running water from?
They probably get their running water from this freshwater lake. It goes from the lake to their taps.
Cool. What happens to the dirty water that goes down the drain?
It goes into the sea. Sometimes it goes into another river or lake below the town.
Ugh, that's horrible.
Track 4.8. Activity 5. Listen and write. Listen to the conversations. Complete the sentences. 1.
Children, what have you been doing? There's water everywhere.
We've been playing in the water, Dad.
Well, whatever you're doing, stop it right now. You're wasting water.
2.
Are you okay, Lisa? You've been sleeping since 9 o'clock.
I'm just tired, Mum. I've been studying very hard this week.
That's true, but you can't sleep whenever you want. You missed Grandma. She came to see us.
Unit 5. Track 5.1. Vocabulary 1. Activity 3. Listen and write. Answer the questions.
Today we studied amoebas at school. It was amazing to watch them through the microscope because their bodies change shape all the time. Also, these funny organisms can divide and become 2 amoebas. Our teacher told us that amoebas are both female and male. Imagine that! Some people think amoebas are horrible, because humans get sick if they drink water with amoebas in it. I think they're the most amazing creatures in the world.
Track 5.2. Song. Activity 1. Listen and read. Listen to the words that rhyme in each column.
1,
features, creatures, teachers.
2,
Wear, care, hair.
3,
Jaws, laws, claws.
4,
Dies, size, eyes.
5,
There, bear.
6,
Day, hay, pray.
Track 5.3. Activity 2. Listen and write. Choose the best word from each column and write it in the song.
My teacher said that creatures smaller than a human hair live in our world. She said we'd find them everywhere. Wow! Some look like strange monsters with jaws and claws and horrible eyes. But don't forget how small they are. Don't forget their size. Look into a microscope. Tell me what you can see. There's a tiny world in front of us, full of tiny things to see. Look a little bit closer. There are tiny habitats where predator and prey have tiny little battles every minute of the day.
Track 5.4. Grammar 1. Activity 2. Listen and read. Underline the correct words.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mrs. Lee. I'm your new science teacher. This year, you're going to learn lots of interesting things. You will work hard, but you will enjoy learning with me.
Track 5.5. Grammar 2. Activity 1. Read, write and listen. Write the adjectives in the correct order. Then listen to check your answers. 1.
Marmosets have got cute brown furry bodies.
2.
Hey, I like those cool striped Australian insects.
3.
Oh, look at these amazing tiny green frogs.
4.
Mites are ugly round grey organisms.
5.
The Arctic hare has got soft, white, furry ears.
Track 5.6. Reading. Activity 2. Listen and read.
Webmasters. A hairy tarantula crawls along a branch. He is one of 40,000 different spiders that live on Earth. Spiders live in many habitats, from rainforests to deserts, but they don't live in the sea. There are probably some in your home too. You can find spiders in many sizes. A Goliath tarantula is bigger than your hand, whereas the tiny Patudigua spider is less than 1 millimeter long. A few spiders poison people, but don't be scared. It isn't common. In fact, spiders help humans because they eat insects and mice, which destroy our crops. These wonderful webmasters help balance life on Earth. Spiders are wonderful but strange creatures. Most can't see clearly, so they've got up to 8 eyes to help them find their dinner. They are similar to insects in many ways, but they are in fact arachnids. They've got 2 body parts, no wings, and 8 legs, whereas insects have got 3 body parts, up to 4 wings, and 6 legs. Using spinnerets, some spiders make silk and spin strong webs. Once the prey is in the web, it's time to eat. The spider's mouth is amazing. The palps, next to its jaws, are like arms. They hold the prey still. Then the strong fangs bite. Ouch!
Track 5.7. Unit 5 Review. Activity 2. Look and listen. Listen to the story. Answer the questions.
Do you remember Mrs. Gonzalez, the old lady who used to live next door?
Yes, I remember her. She was tall and thin with a big smile.
Yes, that's her. Well, her bag was stolen while she was in the zoo yesterday. I saw it on the news.
Oh no! Poor Mrs. Gonzalez. That's horrible. Who stole it?
Well, that's the strange thing. It wasn't a human. It was a creature from the zoo.
What? I don't understand.
Well, she was looking at the monkeys when suddenly one grabbed her bag.
Wow! I didn't know that monkeys were thieves.
Actually, monkeys often steal. It's quite common. Usually, though, they only take food.
Wow! I didn't know that. Did the police find Mrs. Gonzalez's bag?
Yes, they did. But it wasn't very easy. The monkey was crawling along the branch of a tree. Eventually, the police caught it.
Wow! What an adventure!
Unit 6. Track 6.1. Vocabulary 1. Activity 2. Listen. Choose the correct answer. 1.
Mum bought a new pair of glasses. They cost a lot of money because they weren't made of glass. The man in the shop said they were made of a material that wouldn't break. However, one day, while she was reading, they fell off her nose and fell on the kitchen floor. They broke on impact.
2.
Dad bought a pair of waterproof boots because he often goes fishing. The first time he wore them, he went in the river and they filled with water. He was so wet.
3.
I bought an expensive red t-shirt last week. The next day, I played football and it got dirty. I soaked it in water and the colour changed. It was pink when it dried.
Track 6.2. Song. Activity 1. Read and listen. Tick the words you hear in the song.
Lots of the things we buy are tested for safety. That's good. Products should be safe. They should be safe for you and me. When you're a customer, the products you buy shouldn't break. A manufacturer should try not to make mistakes. Is this watch waterproof? It goes tick-tock. Let's dip the watch in water. It's just a test to make sure everything is safe. Lots of the things we buy are tested for safety. That's good. Products should be safe. They should be safe for you and me. Quality is important. Products should be safe. A factory that makes things should test everything, just in case. A dummy sits in a car. The car speeds up. Crash! Don't worry, it's just a test to make sure everything is safe. Lots of the things we buy are tested for safety. That's good. Products should be safe. They should be safe for you and me. Safe for you and me.
Track 6.3. Activity 2. Listen and read. Cross out the 6 extra words.
Lots of the things we buy are tested for safety. That's good. Products should be safe. They should be safe for you and me. When you're a customer, the products you buy shouldn't break. A manufacturer should try not to make mistakes.
Track 6.4. Reading. Activity 1. Listen and read.
Cool stuff for free. Are you tired of your old clothes? Have you got a wardrobe full of sports equipment you don't use anymore? Good quality clothes and sports equipment are expensive, and maybe you haven't got enough money for those. The answer? Hold a party to swap clothes and other items with your friends. But first, you need to find a large room where you can do this. Don't try to squeeze everything into your tiny bedroom. Now, here's how to do it. 1. Choose who to invite. Things will go better if you choose friends who are a similar size or who have got the same interests. 2. Ask everyone to bring the same number of items, perhaps 5 or 6. The things must be clean and not too worn. If an item is torn or broken, it needs to be fixed. 3. As your friends arrive, help them to display their items on tables or on a clothes rail, or tie a piece of rope across the room and hang things in the centre of the party. For the first half an hour, let everyone look at or try on the items, but they can't take anything yet. 4. Write each person's name on a piece of paper. Draw names to decide who goes first. Everyone gets a chance to choose one item in turn. Then, go around again in the same order. 5. When the choosing is finished, provide snacks and music to keep the party going. 6. If you've got items left over that no one wants, donate them to charity. If the swap party goes well, make it a regular event. Hold them twice a year, in the autumn and in the spring. Clean out your wardrobe, help the planet, and have fun.
Track 6.5. Unit 6 Review. Activity 2. Read the conversations. Underline the correct word. Then listen to the conversations to check your answers. Conversation A.
Dad, I dropped my camera while I was taking a photo. It broke on impact.
Are you sure it's broken, Fatima? Have you tested it?
Yes, I have. It isn't working.
Fatima, we bought that camera last week and it cost a lot of money.
I know. I'm sorry, Dad. I didn't mean to break it.
Conversation B.
What happened to your jeans, Omar? You've torn them again.
I know. I feel bad, Mum. I tore them while I was climbing a tree.
Omar, you must look after your clothes. They cost a lot of money.
I know. I'm really sorry, Mum. Please, can you fix them?
Okay, I'll try. If you tear them again, I'll be very angry.
Track 6.6. Activity 4. Listen. Listen to the conversation. Tick T for true or F for false.
Wilma, it's my mum's birthday tomorrow. What can I buy? I've got no idea.
That's easy, Marco. Don't buy a present.
What do you mean? Everyone buys a present for their mum.
Not everyone. We don't buy our mum anything. We always make her something.
Really? Does she like that kind of present?
Yes, she loves it. Because we spend time. Anyway, if we bought her a present, we would buy it with her money. Think about it, Marco. It's crazy to buy a present.
You're right, Wilma. So, what can I make for her?
Well, does she like chocolate and fruit?
She loves them.
Okay, make strawberry and chocolate dip. Make a chocolate sauce, then dip the strawberries in chocolate. It's amazing.
That's a great idea. Do I need many ingredients?
No, you only need chocolate, milk, and strawberries. Don't buy milk chocolate, though. That tastes horrible. Look, call me later and I'll give you the recipe. But don't call me late at night, okay?
Okay. Thanks, Wilma. My mum will be so proud and happy.
Unit 7. Track 7.1. Vocabulary 1. Activity 3. Listen to the story. Choose the correct answer.
Last night, I watched a funny film about two thieves. They were in the jungle looking for buried treasure. At first, everything was fine. The sun was shining. The thieves successfully crossed a stream, crawled through a long tunnel, and then ascended a steep mountain by rope. When they reached the top, one of the thieves suddenly tripped over a big rock and dropped his torch by accident. A creature heard the noise and appeared. It was a huge mountain gorilla. At first, it looked at the thieves with curiosity, but then it got angry and chased the men down the mountain. It moved incredibly quickly. The men descended the mountain faster than they went up it. Of course, the thieves didn't locate the treasure, and they never returned. They decided they didn't want to risk their lives like that again.
Track 7.2. Activity 4. Listen. Check the correct pronunciation of the ed ending in each word. Then listen and repeat. 1.
The thieves successfully crossed the stream.
2.
They ascended the steep mountain by rope.
3.
One of the thieves tripped over a rock.
4.
The gorilla chased the men down the mountain.
5.
The men descended the mountain very fast.
6.
They decided not to risk their lives again.
Track 7.3. Song. Activity 1. Write and listen. Label the pictures. Then listen and tick the pictures that are mentioned in the song.
Let's go exploring. Let's explore. Let's go inside a cave. Let's explore. Make sure that you're safe. Let's explore. There's so much to see. Don't forget your safety equipment and curiosity. We're inside a cave. We're ready to climb down. What should we use to keep us safe? A rope can be used to help us descend. A headlamp can be worn to help us light our way. Let's explore. Let's go inside a cave. Let's explore. Make sure that you're safe. Let's explore. There's so much to see. Don't forget your safety equipment and curiosity. We're deep underwater and we'd like to ascend. What should we use to help us stay safe? A rope can be used to help us ascend. Let's follow it to find our way back to where we began. When we're underwater, in the jungle or in a cave, safety equipment must be used to help us stay safe. Let's explore. Let's go inside a cave. Let's explore. Make sure that you're safe. Let's explore. There's so much to see. Don't forget your safety equipment and curiosity. Let's explore.
Track 7.4. Activity 2. Read and listen. Find 6 mistakes. Cross out the wrong word and write the new word on the line.
Let's go exploring. Let's explore. Let's go inside a cave. Let's explore. Make sure that you're safe. Let's explore. There's so much to see. Don't forget your safety equipment and curiosity. We're inside a cave. We're ready to climb down. What should we use to keep us safe? A rope can be used to help us descend. A headlamp can be worn to help us light our way. Let's explore.
Track 7.5. Vocabulary 2. Activity 1. Listen and match. Match the words and phrases from column A with those in column B. Then listen again to check your answers.
OK, please listen everyone. Gabriella and Marco are going to show us their poster about caves. Gabby, Marco, are you ready?
Yes, we're ready, Mrs. Gonzalez.
OK, you can begin now. Pay attention, everyone. Please take a look at our poster, everyone. This is a picture of a cave.
First, look at the back of the cave. As you can see, there is a very ancient painting here on the cave wall. It was painted by our ancestors.
Our ancestors often painted animals on cave walls. There is a famous cave in France that has got 600 paintings of animals.
Above the painting, there is a big group of bats. Bats usually hang from the ceiling because there are fewer poisonous gases up there.
Bats can find their way in the dark and can live for 30 years.
Now, look at the ceiling again. You can see some stalactites hanging from the ceiling. Stalactites take thousands of years to grow. There are also many stalagmites on the right. Stalagmites grow up from the ground.
When stalagmites join with stalactites, they form columns. This process can take thousands of years.
Here, in the center of the cave, you can see 3 columns.
Track 7.6. Activity 2. Listen again. Complete the sentences.
OK, please listen, everyone. Gabriella and Marco are going to show us their poster about caves. Gabby, Marco, are you ready?
Yes, we're ready, Mrs. Gonzalez.
OK, you can begin now. Pay attention, everyone.
Please take a look at our poster, everyone. This is a picture of a cave.
First, look at the back of the cave. As you can see, there is a very ancient painting here on the cave wall. It was painted by our ancestors.
Our ancestors often painted animals on cave walls. There is a famous cave in France that has got 600 paintings of animals.
Above the painting, there is a big group of bats. Bats usually hang from the ceiling because there are fewer poisonous gases up there.
Bats can find their way in the dark and can live for 30 years.
Now, look at the ceiling again. You can see some stalactites hanging from the ceiling. Stalactites take thousands of years to grow. There are also many stalagmites on the right. Stalagmites grow up from the ground.
When stalagmites join with stalactites, they form columns. This process can take thousands of years.
Here, in the center of the cave, you can see 3 columns.
Track 7.7. Activity 1. Listen and read.
Finding a lost world. Scientists need curiosity for their job. Maria Mayor has got plenty of curiosity. She has travelled to Namibia to study leopards, been chased by gorillas in Central Africa, swum with sharks, and been underwater with a huge squid. She has also discovered new species, including a mouse lemur she found in Madagascar by accident. Scientists also need strength. Mayor is incredibly strong. Once, she ascended a huge table mountain, Tepui, deep in the jungle of South America. The Tepui she ascended was Mount Roraima, which is located on the border of Guyana, Brazil, and Venezuela. For 3 weeks, Mayor and a team of scientists and climbers travelled on foot through the jungle. It was hard work. Tired, hot and bitten by insects, they finally arrived at the foot of the tepui. It rose 2.7 kilometers, 9,000 feet, above them. Mayor had never climbed rocks before, and she was afraid of heights. Nevertheless, she ascended the dangerous tepui by rope for 2 days, stopping overnight to sleep in a tent that hung in the air above the clouds. The next day, when Mayor reached the top of the tepui, she knew her journey was worth every step. Once again, her curiosity had taken her to a lost world, full of strange and unknown species.
Track 7.8. Unit 7 Review. Activity 5. Listen to the conversation. Tick T for true or F for false.
Excuse me, my family and I are going to stay at your campsite next week, and I'd like to ask you about rubbish. What do we do about it?
Oh, there are lots of litter and recycling bins on site. Rubbish can be placed there during the day, but not at night. Please use them correctly. Biodegradable, non-biodegradable, and so on. We'll give you a map so you can locate the bins.
Thank you. That's very kind. Also, are there any animals at the site?
Oh, yes. You'll see many animals at the site. You can take photos of them, but please don't feed them. It can make them ill, and please tell your children not to chase them.
Yes, of course. I understand.
Unit 8, Track 8.1, Vocabulary 1, Activity 2. Listen and write. Circle the correct answer.
Let's go to the cinema tonight, David. There's a film about a robot I want to see. Oh, no. Sorry. I really don't like science fiction films. But this is a comedy. It's funny. OK. What's it about? Well, it's about a crazy scientist who makes a robot. He programs the robot to do small tasks for him in the house, like washing the dishes while the scientist works. OK, let's go. It sounds like fun. Yes, it is fun. At first, the scientist can control the robot. But after a while, the robot stops responding to the scientist's commands. The scientist can't control him anymore. The robot just does whatever it wants. OK. Don't tell me any more, Sam. You'll enjoy it. Near the end of the film, the robot becomes dangerous. It goes into people's computers and eats all their information. And so... Stop, Sam! I didn't ask you for the precise details of the whole film. I just wanted an idea.
Track 8.2. Song. Activity 2. Listen and read. Listen to the words that rhyme in each column. 1.
Told. Gold. Old.
2.
Heart. Apart. Smart.
3.
Steal. Real. Feel.
4.
Goodbye. Cry. Die.
Track 8.3. Activity 3. Listen and write. Complete the lines in the song.
Now I am a robot. I follow all commands, but I wish I had more features.
wish I had better hands. Now I am a robot. I do what I am told. But I wish I had a birthday. Then again, I will never get old. I am a robot, I can do so many things. Have you ever met a robot that can sing? Now I am a robot. I'm helpful and I'm clever, but I wish that I could fix myself. I sometimes fall apart. Now I am a robot, made of wires and steel. I'll always say the same thing if you ask me how I feel. I am a robot, I can do so many things. Have you ever met a robot that can sing? Now I am a robot, and I must say goodbye. But even when I'm sad, I am programmed not to cry.
Track 8.4. Grammar 1. Activity 1. Listen and draw lines. Match each person with 2 pictures. 1.
Ming wishes he could control his pet. It's just eaten his homework again.
2.
May wishes her homework were easier.
3.
Keiko needs to find out some information on the internet. She wishes she could find the website.
4.
Ming had an accident last week and broke his leg. Now he can't move. He wishes he were mobile.
5.
May doesn't like housework. She wishes she didn't have to wash the dishes.
6.
Keiko wishes the sea weren't so dangerous. She'd like to go swimming.
Track 8.5. Vocabulary 2. Activity 1. Listen to the presentation. Tick T for true or F for false.
Hello everyone! Today we're going to talk about a very cool robot called Marvin. Marvin can dance and sing. He can speak English and French, and he can use the internet.
Marvin works with children in schools. He teaches them how to move and play.
How can Marvin do all these things? Let's take a look at our poster.
First, let's look at Marvin's head. He's got 2 important features here: microphones and a camera. The microphones are for voice recognition. They've also got lasers so that Marvin can climb stairs, for example. The camera is for facial recognition.
You'll notice that Marvin has got a lot of sensors. He's got sensors in his legs, body and head. These help him balance. They also help him know what is in front of him.
Would anyone like to ask any questions?
Yes, I've got a question. Has Marvin got a mechanical arm?
Well, yes and no. He's got a robotic arm, which is similar to a mechanical arm, but it's more complex than a mechanical arm.
Okay, time's up. We need to stop now.
Goodbye, and thanks for listening, everyone.
Track 8.6. Activity 2. Listen and write. Listen to the presentation again. Write the order in which the children mention these features. Write where the features are located.
Hello, everyone. Today, we're going to talk about a very cool robot called Marvin. Marvin can dance and sing. He can speak English and French. And he can use the internet.
Marvin works with children in schools. He teaches them how to move and play.
How can Marvin do all these things? Let's take a look at our poster.
First, let's look at Marvin's head. He's got two important features here: microphones and a camera. The microphones are for voice recognition. They've also got lasers so that Marvin can climb stairs, for example. The camera is for facial recognition.
You'll notice that Marvin has got a lot of sensors. He's got sensors in his legs, body, and head. These help him balance. They also help him know what is in front of him.
Would anyone like to ask any questions?
Yes, I've got a question. Has Marvin got a mechanical arm?
Well, yes and no. He's got a robotic arm, which is similar to a mechanical arm, but it's more complex than a mechanical arm.
Okay, time's up. We need to stop now.
Goodbye, and thanks for listening, everyone.
Track 8.7. Reading. Activity 1. Listen and read. If there are words you don't know, try to guess.
Robot Zoo. Every year, scientists develop robots that will do more and more complex tasks. They are designing robots that will be extremely mobile. They want robots that can perform tasks while they are in the air, hanging from a ceiling, or in fast-moving water. Hummingbirds, bats, lobsters and other creatures can already do these things. To design the robots, scientists copy animals. A popular design is the snakebot, which NASA has already tested. These snake robots can crawl over rocks without tripping or enter cracks in the ground. On Earth, they could fight fires or clean drains. But one day, they could explore on and below the surface of Mars. Scientists have already landed a mole on Mars, which is designed to dig into the planet's surface and send back information about the temperature under the ground. The snakebot could add to this information. The water runner is another interesting robot that copies animal movements. It is based on the amazing basilisk lizard, a creature that runs across water to escape predators. Perhaps one day, this water robot will be programmed to bring you a drink while you float in the pool. Scientists are also developing frog bots that jump over huge obstacles and fly bots that walk upside down on the ceiling. There are also spider bots, lobster bots, and even cockroach bots. Last but not least, scientists are planning a nanobot, a microscopic robot that will eat mites and germs. Imagine, these robots could stop you from getting a cold one day.
Unit 9, Track 9.1. Vocabulary 1. Activity 4. Listen. Tick T for true and F for false.
Hi, Mary. How was your boat trip on Sunday?
Well, at first it was beautiful, but then the boat hit a rock or something. Someone said that water was entering the boat.
Oh, no! What did you do?
I was really scared. All the passengers were. We thought the ship was going to sink, but the captain told us to keep calm. Then some sailors dived into the water and they checked the bottom of the boat.
Wow! Did it sink?
No, it didn't. There wasn't any water entering the boat, and I didn't even go in a lifeboat, Ritsuko. I always wanted to do that.
Well, it's good that nothing dangerous happened. You can go in a lifeboat some other time.
Track 9.2. Song. Activity 2. Listen to the song. Write the order in which you hear these words.
Blackbeard, where's your silver now? You've buried lots of treasure that has never been found. Blackbeard, I am going down to the bottom of the sea where treasure might be found. I'm not afraid of icebergs, I'm not afraid of drowning. I'm the bravest sailor for miles and miles around. As soon as I'm a captain with cargo and a crew, I'll find your treasure deep in the sea so blue. Blackbeard, where's your silver now? You've buried lots of treasure that has never been found. Blackbeard, I am going down to the bottom of the sea where treasure might be found. Local legend said there's a shipwreck nearby. As soon as I am ready, I'm going there. I love sunken treasure like flowers love the rain. I'm going to dive down again and again. Heave-ho, here we go. Get the silver, get the gold. Heave-ho, here we go. Get the treasure down below. Blackbeard, where's your silver now? You've buried lots of treasure that has never been found. Blackbeard, I am going down to the bottom of the sea where treasure might be found. Blackbeard, where's your silver now?
Track 9.3. Activity 3. Listen. Listen to the song again. Choose the correct meaning of each expression.
Blackbeard, where's your silver now? You've buried lots of treasure that has never been found. Blackbeard, I am going down to the bottom of the sea where treasure might be found. I'm not afraid of icebergs, I'm not afraid of drowning. I'm the bravest sailor for miles and miles around. As soon as I'm a captain with cargo and a crew, I'll find your treasure deep in the sea so blue. Blackbeard, where's your silver now? You've buried lots of treasure that has never been found. Blackbeard, I am going down to the bottom of the sea where treasure might be found. Local legend said there's a shipwreck nearby. As soon as I am ready, I'm going there. I love sunken treasure like flowers love the rain. I'm going to dive down again and again. Heave-ho, here we go. Get the silver, get the gold. Heave-ho, here we go. Get the treasure down below. Blackbeard, where's your silver now? You've buried lots of treasure that has never been found. Blackbeard, I am going down to the bottom of the sea where treasure might be found. Blackbeard, where's your silver now?
Track 9.4. Reading. Activity 1. Listen and read.
Message in a bottle. History has got many interesting message in a bottle stories. In 1915, this famous message was sent by a passenger on the ship Lusitania. Still on deck with a few people. The last boats have left. We are sinking fast. The end is near. Maybe this note will... Another famous message was sent by a Japanese sailor named Matsuyama. His ship sank, but he escaped to a South Pacific island with 43 members of the crew. On the island, he carved a message into wood, put it in a bottle, and put it in the sea. It was found in 1935, supposedly in the same Japanese village where Matsuyama was born. Usually, people sent messages from sinking ships or from desert islands. They were help messages and love notes, but the oldest message ever found was different. The bottle, which floated around Scotland for 98 years, belonged to a science experiment by Captain Brown. He wanted to study ocean currents. Scientist Eddie Carmack also studies ocean currents with bottles. Since 2000, he has sent 6,400 bottled messages from ships around the world. Some have travelled from Mexico to the Philippines. Others have travelled from Canada to France. One circled Antarctica 1.5 times before it reached Australia. If you find one the next time you are on the beach, make sure you send Carmack an email.
Track 9.5. Unit 9 Review. Activity 2. Listen to the rest of the story. Answer the questions.
Many years later, John has to leave England and go to sea. As soon as the ship leaves the coast, there is a terrible storm. The ship begins to roll on the waves, and it's possible that it will sink. Everyone is scared. The crew quickly leaves the ship, and some passengers escape on lifeboats. John knows he's safe because the ship is still near the small town of Moonfleet. He's very lucky. As the ship gets near the coast, John and his friend jump into the sea and try to catch a rope so they can be pulled onto the land. Sadly, his friend drowns in the sea, but John survives. Later, he becomes a judge and stops illegal cargo in the town of Moonfleet. Finally, he gets married to a girl from Moonfleet. It's a great story, full of adventure. I love it.
Track 9.6. Activity 4. Listen. Write the order in which Eric did these activities.
Hey, Marcia, do you like my pirate map?
It's great, Eric. How did you make it?
It was really easy. First, I made a big pot of tea. Then, when the tea was cold, I put a piece of paper in it. I soaked the piece of paper for an hour.
Wow, that's so clever, Eric. Is that why it looks brown?
Yes, that's right. The brown comes from the tea.
Cool. What have you written on the map?
Well, when the paper was dry, I drew a map of an island. Then I wrote a big X where the treasure is buried.
Amazing. What did you do next?
After I drew the map, I wrote some clues. Then I drew a dotted line from one clue to the next.
How did you make it look so real?
Oh, it was easy to do that part. I folded the paper lots of times so it would look well used. Then I cut the paper so it would look older. Would you like to try it?
Yes, please. I want to find some treasure.
Track 9.7. Review. Unit 7 to 9. Activity 1. Listen and write. Listen to the descriptions. Write how each person feels. 1.
I've been swimming all morning. I'm hungry.
2.
There were bats everywhere in the cave. They made us feel so scared.
3.
Skipping all morning made her tired.
4.
I really don't like going to the art gallery. Paintings make me feel really bored.
5.
Bees only chase people when they make them angry.
6.
Sarah ate too many chocolate bars. She feels ill.
7.
When Marcello dropped his brand new mobile phone in the stream, it made him sad.
8.
My sister doesn't like going to the beach when there's litter in the sea. It makes her feel unsafe.
Track 9.8. Activity 5. Listen to the conversation. Choose the correct answer.
I wish I had a social robot, David.
I do too. He'd be my best friend and companion for the rest of my life.
My classmates don't laugh at my jokes, but when I have a robot, he will respond to my jokes by laughing at them. He'll talk to me too.
If I get one, he'll be programmed to play football with me.
Yes, and I'll command my robot to make my bed and do my homework.
Good idea. Let's find some information on the computer about the cost.